Good morning. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for those watching the live, and of course those that are watching the replay. It's been a week since I've been on. It's already Friday. I can't believe it. So it's a rapid fire Friday time. I come on every week at 10 o'clock Central Time to share with you a few questions, wonderments, or scenarios from the past week. So if this is your first Rapid Fire Friday, welcome. I do encourage you to go back into the events section if you would like to watch past episodes. And I really do look forward to these opportunities to share with you a little bit about my love and passion for decorating cookies, and of course the purpose of the group to talk about how you can transform your business or your hobby, excuse me, I always say business, how to transform your hobby to a business. So I am Annette Conrad. I am the owner and lead creative and virtual instructor for Edible Impressions, which is a company that I founded over 17 years ago. So I'm the admin of the Facebook group, and I did create this group in the spirit of sharing all the things that I love about cookie decorating, and then again, how I can help you and how you can learn from my journey to, again, transform that hobby into a business, not only a business, but a profitable business. So Edible Impressions is located just north of downtown Milwaukee, and we have a nationwide reach. And boy, we are deep into the holiday season. So typically I come on every Wednesday for a free masterclass. However, for those that are in the community and are engaging, you do realize that I'm taking just a couple weeks off because the holiday season is really our peak time of the year. Even though we are busy year round, we really do go all in for the months of October through mid-December. So not a lot of free time as I do prepare for those master classes for you. But again, go back to the events section and you can watch many of the replays. Okay, so how this really works really quickly is I go through 5 questions and or scenarios, and hopefully you will find this interesting as I find it very interesting myself. So the first one is, yes, the holidays are in full swing. And what are some of the things that you can do to kind of de-stress yourself? And I love this topic around this time of the year because, I mean, maybe it's a little selfish, but this is a little reminder to myself. So because it can get really stressful, you know, we're fast and furious here. There's a lot going on. We've committed to a lot of orders. We know we're going to execute and it's going to be fantastic. But there's a lot of planning that goes into it. So for those of you that are just starting off, you know, please, you know, take this time, and I would really encourage you to observe what others are doing. So if you're in multiple Facebook groups or you know, you're listening or you're reading books, you know, this is a great time to start planning for the future. So take notes of what you think is working, try out a few things, and then you will be able to be ready for the future. For those that are starting to gain momentum, you know, just keep in mind it's slow and steady. So don't worry if you feel like I'm busy, but I'm not that busy. I wish I was busier. It's going to come, I promise you. So if you are getting a little traction, this is, again, a great time to test things out, take really good notes, figure out what's going well, maybe what you want to tweak, and you know, really take advantage of this time to develop your workflow strategies. And for those of you that are in the same boat, if you will, that Edible Impressions is, the floodgates are open. So it is, again, fast and furious. So hold on, it's going to be a bumpy ride, but you definitely can plan and take some action to make sure that things go smoothly. So what are some of the things that I'm doing right now personally for my team and I to make it through another successful holiday season is organizing. So in fact, not just organizing for the orders, but just organizing for things that are around me. So for instance, I'll give you an example you can't see right now, but my office is organized. It's kind of an organized mess, if you will. But I was feeling like there was a little bit too much clutter. I want to be able to focus on the orders. I want to be able to just put everything aside that is not a priority right now. And so I just felt the need to organize. So that's going to be your number one thing you want to do is organize, reduce the clutter, out of sight, out of mind. Those other projects that are not a priority will be there when you're ready for them. But for me, I just like to focus on what is most important at hand. make a list, and I'll have multiple lists, and I will, change up those lists often. And I also create lists for small tasks, because those small tasks will eventually lead up to those bigger goals. But if you break things down, and then you'll also enjoy crossing them off, but rather than saying, okay, well, we need to do this many decorating kits, or we need to make this many cookies, how are we going to get there? So how many ribbon do we need cut? How many bags do we need with stickers? So it sounds, like it's a lot, and that list will be a little intimidating, but the beauty is that once you get all those small items crossed off, it's going to equate to that big goal. So and so as the CEO of the company, I need to be looking ahead, looking at the bigger picture, but you can bet I will be in on the operation, and I am in on the operation, of course, but it's my job to make sure that I look ahead, to kind of reverse engineer, look ahead, see what we have on the books, what is potentially coming, when is it that we stop and say, okay, that's it. So for instance, this morning, we have all of our time slots filled for the week of December 5th. We can take no more live virtual experiences. So it's up to me as the CEO to kind of be able to look at that and make sure it's quality, not quantity, and order supplies, not only order supplies, but then organize the supplies once they arrive and such, and then prioritize them too. So you want to make sure that you're prioritizing the to-dos and assign someone. So that was a long-winded number one, but I just think it's really important to talk about that at this time of the year. And again, it's kind of a friendly reminder to myself. So, okay, so in the spirit, the next one is in the spirit of Friday Faves. Today, I just welcomed our new members. And so welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. And really a challenge for all of the community members. I always like to ask periodically this week, what was one of your wins, whether it be something big or whether it be something small. I'm just really curious to see, and read what you guys are working on and what your wins are. So, and then I also want to let you know that the master classes, there's plenty of them to choose from, and a couple of my favorites. So in the spirit of Friday Faves, I'll just mention 3 of my favorites, which are perfect for this time of the year, is the Royal Icing Transfers class from June 29th. Is really good. The Royal Icing Flowers from June 15th, and then Stenciling with Royal Icing on June 1st. And the reason I mention these 3 is because this time of the year, making transfers in advance, stenciling your cookie designs, and then making icing flowers in advance, those are all going to speed up the decorating process. So I think it's very timely that I mentioned those free master classes. So I welcome you to go watch those replays. Okay. So the next one is how do you extend your reach with your cookie orders? And shipping is one of them. Now, you do want to take a look at your state laws, if you are under the cottage food laws, whether or not you are permitted to ship within the state or without this, outside of your state, excuse me. But if you have a food processing plant license like I do here for Edible Impressions, we are able to ship nationwide. We do not ship internationally. But I just want to bring this up as a topic to say, don't be afraid to ship. It can be scary, but it is very possible. So if you go to AnnetteConrad.com, I do have a free PDF guide. You can sign up for my email list, and don't worry, I won't inundate you with emails. I'm averaging like once a month at this point, but I have a PDF guide of 5 tips to ship safely, securely, and with confidence with 0 breakage. So I think you'll find that information helpful. But there is a way to ship. And my biggest pro tip on top of that guide is to really just practice and test it out. So if you're not sure, give it a test. And in fact, this past week, one of my clients had requested a significantly large order, and the way that they were going to be shipping them out to their clients was in a packaging presentation that we normally don't do. We typically put our cookies in a box, but in this case, they were going to put those cookies in just a single box, a thick corrugated box. But I was a little nervous about that because even though we have a disclaimer saying once we bulk ship to you, if you reship them, we cannot be responsible. But I wanted my client to have a successful product launch, a marketing launch campaign for their client. So I wanted to make absolutely sure that those cookies that they were going to be shipping out, because it's representative of my company, that they were all going to get there fully intact. So you know what we did? We tested it. I prepared the exact presentation of those cookies. I put it in the exact same shape, size, box as what my client was going to use, and I shipped it off to him. And I'm happy to announce that the cookies arrived perfectly intact. So I'm excited because it yet offers another packaging presentation that now I can offer to my clients. So practice, 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 and it just is a good way to test things out first. All right, moving on. So the next one is, I've been seeing a lot of beautifully decorated cookies in these holiday packagings and presentations, and the advent calendars, for instance, are hugely popular, it looks like, and they're so wonderful. In fact, this is the second year that Edible Impressions will be honored to be in the Milwaukee Food Tour's 12 Days of Marquette gift box. We're really excited about that. And the one thing I just want to throw out there is, I've seen a little chatter in some of the other groups about, okay, I've got this beautiful box, I've ordered my boxes, I'm prepared to make the cookies, but it's crickets and nobody's buying them. How do you spread the word, and how do you get the word out there that you have this gorgeous box of cookies that people would absolutely love for their family or for a gift? And so really what I would say is, first of all, how are you differentiating yourself from all the other admin boxes out there? So hopefully you are coming up with something unique, and that you are not, I'd say, copying or mirroring or modeling someone else's box. So hopefully it's something that is unique and creative to you and your artistry. But I would say a couple of things that you can do is start with family and friends for sure. I mean, if they're not aware that you are offering these boxes, how are other people going to know? And you have a huge network of folks through your family and friends and perhaps coworkers. So that's a great place. And then offering a sense of urgency. So in the language, when you're promoting and talking about these gift boxes for the holidays that you're doing, create a sense of urgency. So use language like limited time offer, limited quantity. You can call it special edition. You can personalize the box. Whenever you can personalize the box, that's going to make it even more attractive and really make it easy for people to order. So I think that's going to be one of the bigger things is, are you making it easy for people to order? And then communicate the added value is super, super important. So I'm not going to go really deep on this, but you can go again back to a masterclass. I've had a couple of these about creating visibility in your business. I've had a couple about, the use of social media, collaborating and networking. So, go ahead and take a look at those, and that might help you determine how you can spread the word. So, because we want all of those boxes to get purchased and gobbled up. Okay, the last one, I ran out of time this morning, but I just wrote down bestseller, how to identify. And so I just thought I would just be really spontaneous on this. And, first of all, again, go to AnnetteConrad.com. I do actually have a PDF guide that will help you to identify your bestseller, and also a little bit about just developing your presentation and pricing guide. So take a look at that. But when I wrote that down, I was thinking about, okay, it is the holiday season. Don't try to be everything to everyone. I know you've heard me say that before, but really go ahead and identify your bestseller. What is a bestseller? It's the item or items, keep it few, hopefully, that most of your clients are going to be attracted to. This is the opportunity, if you haven't already, to look at your pricing. Is it time to increase your pricing? It's okay to increase your pricing even midway through. You are the boss of your business. Of course, you want to honor and respect anyone that you have already spoken to about your pricing. So you always want to honor that and grandfather folks in if need be. But focus on your bestseller. And I'm going to say this again, less is more. Okay. So for this holiday season, we have now, as of last week, suspended all of our to scratch custom hand frosted orders. What that means is we are focusing on our best sellers, our custom logo cookies and our cookie decorating kits and virtual experiences. Yes, we will do corporate gift boxes, and yes, we will do hand frosted, but we are not going to be taking on those personal orders for a period of time because we just can't be everything to everyone. Will we bring them back? Yes, we sure will. We will do baby showers again. We will do wedding showers and bridal. But right now, from October through December, we choose to focus on our best sellers, and we communicate that to our clients. So for whatever it's worth, that's how we are kind of running our holiday season this season for Edible Impressions. So many of the topics were related about that because that's where my brain is right now. So I thought I would just share a little bit about how we're managing and give you a couple pro tips there. So Thank you so much. I appreciate all of your time. I appreciate watching the replay, and do type in replay and let me know if you'd like to go deeper on any of these topics, and we will see you again next week, Friday. Thanks, everybody.